Alright, so let's take a look at what we've done with the Eclipse files. So let's just start from the very bottom. So here's our index page. This was here in the first segment of this project. This is the page that allows people to log on. So I'll just pull that up. So from here we have a button that initializes the database. I already showed this last time, but it works. Login, root, password 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then this is the new stuff. So these are the features that I have implemented. So this is the feature to insert an item. So call it whatever, call it bagel, description, give it a category. Give it a category, price, submit. And then let's go to Workbench to verify that it actually did go through. I thought I already had it up. Alright, so there's the bagel that I just added to the database at 3:27, which is the time. Alright. So we got that. This function is working, and then we have search items by category. So this one you can type in a category and it'll bring back any items that are associated with that. So let's just try gluten, since we just added gluten. Okay, so item found. Oh, that's not printing. I'm just having it print the price instead of the name. But yeah, I just need to change that. But it does search correctly. So if I do like fruit, this is the price of an apple. I don't know why I changed that. I was just debugging. And then list most expensive. So this one goes through each category and lists the most expensive. Or yeah, $12.50 was the $12.50 was the price of a banana, I think. But yeah, gives the most expensive of each category. So okay, so let's just keep on going with this gluten. We just added a gluten thing. The price was $2.50, so that shows up. But if we add, there we go. Still gluten. It's $100. Okay, it's submitted now. And here, now we have it updated. I'll go through the code a little bit. So, like I said, index. So if you log in, once you log in, it brings you to home, which is where all those forms are displayed. So what I've done with the forms, each form goes to controller.jsp method post, and then each form has a hidden input type called form name, and I change the value of each of these form name attributes based on which form we're in. So this one is the add item. This is, it'll still make sense in a second. So this one has value add item. This one has hidden value form name category search. List the most expensive here. So what these will do is if Sorry, I'm literally in a hospital right now, so I might get interrupted. But that's also why it's so late at night. What was I even saying? Oh, okay, so controller.jsp, so all of those forms will get sent to here, and then you request the parameter form name, and I have a switch case that basically based on what the value of form name is, it does different things. So here this this form name is add item, so that will correspond to this case. So when you click that button, it sees that the value is add item, and it does that. Same with the rest. So there's category search in here, expensive, initialize, and authenticate so far. And I think my groupmate does. He has some stuff done, but he hasn't merged it with mine. So yeah. So there's some stuff missing, but hopefully it'll all be together soon. Okay, so from controller.jsp, this is like basically the middleman. The forms go to controller, which figures out which function to call, and then it calls the function. So like this is case initialize, and it does it calls the initialize function and redirects. This one has to get the parameters also, but then it just calls the functions. And this is just commented out. And they all get redirected, or all the functions that you need are written in here. So this is database functions.java. So as you can see, we have connected database, disconnect, insert item into database, insert category into database, insert user into database, get most expensive, search for an item based on the category, and then this is the initialize function. Oh, and this is the authenticate function. So for most of these, I think I might have talked about them in the last video, but some of the new ones, like, okay, let's look at get most expensive. So get most expensive, this is actually kind of a hard view for me to write, I thought, or hard query. So I make a view called prices, and then prices gets it does select category, next by price, group by category, and then I use this view in another query where basically just because the way group by works, I couldn't put ID properly into the view, so I have to do like check if the price of the view and the price of items are the same, then check if the ID of items and the ID of my category table, because items and categories are different in my database. Make sure those are the same, and then check to make sure the categories from the category table and the price table are the same, and then it prints out those, and this is the result of that. So I think the last thing is how I return results. So these results get returned in the item class.java, which I created. It's pretty basic. It just has a bunch of lists to store data. So like whenever I do a search, I store the result set into a list, and then I add that list to the item, or an object of item class, and then I return that item. And that makes it really easy, so that in like home, or no, in controller, I can do something like this. Item equals test.category search, item category, and now I have all of this information, all of these lists. Basically, I have the query, or yeah, I basically have the query. So from there, I can just I just call this, print item thing. It's pretty straightforward. I just loop through the lists and print the necessary. Oh, that's not it. But yeah, loop through the lists. Here I'm just printing the name. It's not too complicated. But yeah, if you want to keep up to date, all this is on GitHub, so I'll put the GitHub link also with the submission. Yep, I think that's everything. So once again, I've structured this where this is the home, and basically just the HTML file. The requests get sent to controller. Controller processes the forms and uses the switch case to call different methods from database functions, and some of the database functions use item class.java to return result sets. That's everything.